Exactly. Speaker, Dr. Annick Froideval from Paul Scherrer Institute in Switzerland. She holds a degree in nuclear chemistry and is a member of the communication team of the Paul Scherrer Institute, where she is working as a communication officer for European projects. She is a former researcher in nuclear chemistry and material science with extensive experience as a user of synchrotron and neutron facilities. She previously worked at the Helmholtz-Zentrum Dresden-Rossendorf in Germany as a scientific assistant for the soft X-ray Sesame-Hesse beamline and as a secretary of the European Synchrotron and the FEL user organization within the Calypso Plus European project. She is currently actively engaged in the Synchrotron user community, organizing workshops and other initiatives aimed at knowledge exchange, training, and user support at large-scale research facilities. And the title of the talk is How to Write Synchrotron Beamtime Proposals. Very useful, please.
Thank you very much for the nice introduction. And good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, depending on where you are sitting in the world. I'm very happy to be together with you today and to give this talk on how to write a synchrotron beamtime proposal. So this is the content of the talk. First, I will start with introducing shortly the synchrotron landscape, then the synchrotron science, the call for proposals and their related deadlines, proposal for beamtime requests in terms of preparation phase, proposal writing, proposal submission, and proposal evaluation. So let's start first by the synchrotron landscape. So you may know or not, I don't know. So I thought it makes sense to make a short overview of the synchrotron landscape. So these are this is a map here on this slide, which shows the locations of the synchrotron facilities worldwide. You can see that there are more than 50 such beautiful facilities worldwide, and that can be used actually to conduct your research. And this map is coming from a website, the lightsources.org website. You can see here the link to the website, which is also a website that you may consider as a newcomer in the field, because you have also a lot of information about not only calls for deadlines for proposal submission, but also many different types of other information regarding courses that you may want to also follow as a newcomer or as an experienced user willing to further improve her or his knowledge. So I fully recommend, in addition to the dedicated website of the facilities, to also may have a look at this website, which is also very useful, I think. So this is the map of the distribution of the synchrotron facilities worldwide. And this is a map of the distribution in Europe and in the Middle East. And you can see here that there are more than 20 facilities, which are represented here by these orange pins and gray pins. The differences between the colors comes from the fact that some of the facilities, they are members of the lightsources.org collaboration, and other not. So the ones that are members, they are in orange, and the others, they are in gray. So now about synchrotron science. So just shortly to introduce what is a synchrotron, and more specifically how the synchrotron radiation is produced. So here on this map, you have a representation of many different components that are very important inside the synchrotron that help the synchrotron radiation to be produced and to be used. So first, you see in this map here, in red, you have the electrons which are circulating in the storage ring and which are used to produce the synchrotron radiation. Then you have in green here what we call a synchrotron storage, an insertion device, sorry, which is actually an element which is inserted into the storage ring and that is going to produce the synchrotron light that we want as a user to use to conduct our research. So how this synchrotron light is produced within the insertion device is the lattice of the magnet in an insertion device forces the electron to execute small oscillation like you would do a ski. And then the magnetic fields causes acceleration to the relativistic electrons, causing them to emit the synchrotron radiation. And then this is this synchrotron radiation that pass through a number of optical elements, starting with a monochromator that is used to select the photon energy you want to use from your measurement, to a focusing device that helps you to get the size of the synchrotron beam you like for your experiment, to the sample you want to illuminate with the synchrotron radiation to collect information about it via a spectrometer, which is represented here. So to get access to these beautiful facilities, this is what I would like to try to explain. How a sort of method, how to try to, or not a method, but advices on how to try to get access to this to the synchrotron facilities. So for you to know, various scientific researches are enabled at synchrotrons for a large user community. So you can conduct researches in many different scientific fields, going from physics, life sciences, engineering, chemistry, earth sciences, material science, science of art, cultural heritage, and many others. So this is synchrotron facilities. They are very attractive facilities for large user communities. And the access to the synchrotron facilities is based on a granted proposal for Beamtime. And this is what I would like now to try to explain to you. But first, I would like to introduce an organization that exists, which is where you can find actually support also, because I'm here to try to help to give you advices, but there are many other persons that can also help you. And they are part, for example, of the European Synchrotron and Fair User Organization. So this is an organization that represents all European photon science users, but you can contact them whenever you want, independently of where you are in the world, and they will be able to guide you and to support you. So this organization is representing European users from different European member states and associated countries, and they are composed of what we call delegates. And the delegates, they are persons, the expert in different scientific fields, expert in synchrotron use and cell use, that can help you to get advices on how to get access to the synchrotron facilities. So the ESUO vision is to support a thriving European into brackets, synchrotron and FEL user community with equal opportunities of access and participation for all scientists based solely on the scientific merit of their ideas. So the ISU president is Cormac McGuinness, and he's supported by an executive board with all the colleagues here mentioned. I will show you a picture right now, if I can. Yes. So these are the members of the executive board. They are working all together and together with the other delegates to try to fulfill the ESU mission by actually also taking care of addressing the ESU missions here. So you have an ESU vision and ESU missions. They are all represented here. You can have a look later at this if you like. But my message here is go to them if you like. Go to the website. You have a QR code here that you can scan, and you can go there and try to get some info and some contact points also for you to try to get more and more information with the time. So now call for proposals and deadline. So to get access to synchrotron facilities, you need to submit a proposal for Beamtime request and to get it granted. And there are specific calls for Beamtime requests in a year, either once or twice a year. They are open at the synchrotron facilities. So users, they are welcome to answer these calls by submitting their Beamtime requests before the call deadlines. And the access is based on the granted proposal for Beamtime requests and on scientific merit of your proposal for Beamtime request. So here, these are how you can get information about the deadlines of the call for the proposal. There are different possibilities how you can get this information. The best is to go to the facility websites because you will get information for sure. So, for example, here I include a picture of a screenshot actually of a former web page of Sesame, showing that, for example, here the call for proposal is open and the deadline is on that date, and you still have this time to submit. So you see, it's well done in a way that you get the information, you are informed from the facility website when you need to be ready and when at the latest you can submit your proposal for Beamtime request. You have other tools that you can use if you like. You can go to the, as mentioned, the ESU website or the lightsources.org. You also have the Way for Light website that gives you also some information about the deadline, but also about the beam lines that are available and that you can use for your research. So here the message is that it is important to consider these deadlines. When I said the deadline for the proposal submission, for the planning and timeline of your foreseen measurement campaign. So try to anticipate this deadline and try to organize yourself to be ready with your full proposal written and ready to be submitted by the deadline. So yes, this is what I mentioned in the previous slide. So this I can go. So just to say, you have the information is available and you can get it. So now, proposal for Beamtime request, preparation phase. So when you apply for Beamtime, you need fill an electronic form that is provided by each given facility. So this electronic form is what we call the proposal for Beamtime request. So this is a template that exists with dedicated information that need to be filled. So your proposal needs to be written in English with the following content that is described on this slide, and which I will try to explain more in detail in the next slide. So basic content of the proposal is the proposal summary, the scientific background, the experimental plan, the requested beamline or beamlines, depending on which needs you have, with a Beamtime justification. That means the amount of time you need to spend at the facility to conduct your research. Also, as basic content, you have the results which are expected and the impact of your research for the society, as well as references. That means publications that you may want to add in your proposal to make it more understandable. Let's start now with the preparation phase of your proposal for Beamtime requests. So first, you prepare yourself. You do not start to write anything. You prepare your Beamtime request and you think about different important questions, actually. You try to answer first your scientific case of your experiment. That means the questions, the scientific question or questions you like to solve during that specific Beamtime at that specific facility. First, you think about that. Then you think about your question. Then you think about how you want to solve that question, which type of experiments you want to do to solve your scientific case. That means you start to think about which synchrotron you want to use, which beamline you want to use, and then which methods you want to use at that given beamline, the type of experiment you would like to do, your sample, which one you want to analyze, and in case you need any sample environment, which one you want to use. With this in hand, you start to define your experimental plan. That means details on the planned experiment. That means the amount of beam time needed. That means the amount of we call that shift most of the time. A shift is a duration of 8 hours, and this amount of beam time needed. That means the number of 8 hours you need to be able to conduct your experiment. You start to think with whom you like to work and you need to work, the expected results you may have, and how you will analyze and interpret the data. Then there is also in the preparation phase an important, very important point is not to stay alone and to contact the facility beamline scientist to discuss the technical feasibility of your experiment and to get additional advices before you will submit your proposal. This is a very important point. I will come back to that later on. Having all this in hand, this 1, 2, 3, 4, you are in a good way and you had in a good situation, in a good timing to start the writing of your proposal for Beamtime request. So now let's go step by step. First, you define the scientific case of your experiment. You remember the point 1 on the previous slide. So the scientific case should describe the goal or the goals of the proposed experiment. That means the open questions that you like to answer and that is needed for you to be answered. This can be 1, 2. This can be, this is open. This is really the questions that you like to answer. This is actually very important because this is the heart of your experiment. This is because you have these typical questions that you like to solve and you can only solve at the Synchrotron facility, that you will start thinking about writing a Beamtime request. What you do also is that you also start to think about the scientific background and the expected beneficial impacts for the science and the society of your given questions. If you are able to answer these questions, going thanks to the work together with the team at a Synchrotron, what will you gain? What will be the benefit for you in terms of impacts on the science and the society? So here you can refer to the literature, you can use previous results that you know that exist on that topic. You can mention the level of sample characterization. Okay, this is something which is also very important. So first, the questions you have to solve, you want to solve, and what will it, how will it will be important for you, for the science and the society, to answer those questions. Having this in mind, you start to think about the experimental approach. That means your planned experiments that you like to conduct. So here you start to go to the specific of what you like to do. So the question you start to answer yourself is, or are, because there are more than one, what are the most appropriate synchrotron or synchrotrons you want to use, beamline or beamlines, instrument or instruments you want to use. Then what is the investigated material? So here the sample composition, the form, the size, the availability. Here what is important and what is maybe an advice I would like to share with you is that this is something which can really be beneficial for your proposal, is to show to the reviewers, that means to the person that will read your proposal and that will decide on the scientific basis of your proposal and scientific excellence whether your proposal will be granted or not, that you know very well your sample and that you have characterized it or them with more conventional techniques. That means that knowing this is important, because that means that you will minimize somehow the risk that your measurement will not be a success, because you already know a lot about your sample from more conventional techniques. Then you think about what is the sample preparation technique you like to use. What are the sample conditions you want to use as well, in terms of temperature, maybe pressure, magnetic field, and then how feasible and attractive the experiment is. And this question here is related to point 4, and I will come back to it afterwards. It's very important because you may ask yourself, okay, I would like to do this, this, and this, but then is it possible to do that at a synchrotron at this given beamline? I don't know, I'm not sure about it. This is a very important question to be answered. And for this, you need the support of the colleagues working at the beamlines and working at the synchrotrons. They know the beamline. You can express to them what you like to do, and they will advise you on the feasibility of your experiment. This is a very important point. I will come back to that later on. Then, having answered to the bullet 2, you start to define your experimental plan in the third step. That means you try to go into the specifics of what you want to measure. That means here the techniques you would like to use, maybe the order of the measurements, how you would like to make them. This is something also you can discuss with the beamline scientists. It is very important not only to show that you will use X, Y, Z methods, but when you will be up the beamline and when your proposal will be granted, to show that you already have a sort of strategy about which experiments you would like to do first and why, and things like that. I think this is what I wanted to try to share here with what will be measured. It's more a strategy of what you like, how you like to acquire the data. Then how long it will take to make the measurement. This is a question which is also related to the duration of your Beamtime your measurement campaigns. That means the duration of the Beamtime you like to request. So this is also an important question to be answered. Who is going to take part to the measurement campaign? Most of the time, you do not do that alone. You do it first with the people at the beamline, the colleagues working there. They are part of the team, but you're also doing that with your colleagues in the laboratory, or maybe in the frame of a partnership with other institutes in your country or in other countries. So you start to have a full picture how you like to do that, and to involve everybody and to be inclusive from the beginning. And then you think about also how you will acquire the data, and how they will be analyzed. So maybe you think about, and I think this is also important because it's just not a question of getting the access to those marvelous facilities. This is also a question of being able afterwards to analyze the data and publish your data, to show to the community, and this comes back to one of my previous slides about the impact for the science and for the society. You need to show that and to make your data and your new knowledge available to the public. Okay, and then yes, demonstrate you are capable of doing it means there is a start for everything. So I remember when I started in the field, I was not alone. I was working, that was at the time of my PhD, and I was working together with a colleague in my laboratory, and she was much more experienced than me in this, and she helped me a lot. I learned a lot from her. And I think this is very important at the beginning, to try not to be alone and to try to find somebody, maybe not an expert in the field, but at least not to be alone, and consider also the support you will get at the beamline, because you are never alone. You do it from the beginning, and from the proposal writing, you do it as a team. And okay, and the last question is, what is the timeline? That means more about when you like when you expect your measurement to take place in case your proposal will be granted. So then point 4, very, very important. Contact the beamline team. Yes, this is very important because they know the beamline, they know the specificities of the instrumentation, and they know if when you will express to them what you like to do, what you have as an idea, they will be able to support you and to let you know from the beginning whether it is feasible or not. So yes, contact them, discuss with them the technical feasibility of what you like to do. Ascertain the amount of needed beam time. Yes, maybe this number of shifts I was mentioning before. This is something you can easily discuss with the expert team. Verify with them the availability of the sample environment equipment. If you need high temperature or high magnetic field or I don't know, high pressure, you verify that with the team at the beamline. And also, you can discuss with them the sample preparation methods. Maybe there is you need maybe a method will be more suitable for your research. And this is something also you can discuss. So this is not a limited number of points here. These are advices on important points. I would like to say, but you can discuss many other topics with them. But my advice to you is really from the beginning, before you will start writing your proposal, is to work as a team with the Beamline team. So yes, so this is an information about example useful website where you can get valuable information on Synchrotron, on Beamlines, as well as contact information for preparing your proposal for Beamtime requests. So you can first go to the facility website, you can go to the lightsources.org website. Here on the Way4Light website, you have an interesting tool that exists, which is a catalog actually of techniques and beamlines. So you have a search tool that you can find by facility type, which type of technique you can find, and in which scientific field. So you have a search tool that helps you to that could be useful for you to get an idea where you like to do your measurement and at which beamline and which synchrotron. So just as an advice. But don't forget to contact the team at the beamline. It's very important. So then when you have all these in hand, you can start the writing of a proposal for Beamtime requests. So for this, you will use a proposal template that is provided by the facility that you can find on the website of the facility. And you will start the writing of a proposal in English and with the aim always of a clearly written proposal. Here it's very important because the person that are going, what we call the reviewers, that will read your proposal and analyze it and decide whether or not it will be granted. They may not be experts in your field. So that means that you need your message, or what you are going to write in your proposal, should be as simple as possible, as detailed as possible, but very understandable by non-expert in your field. And I think this is something which is very important. Otherwise, you may not be you may not receive a good not be granted, because the person, they will not understand what you want to do. So it's very important to make it understandable for everybody. So proposal writing. These are some advices I would like to share with you. And starting first with some advices on what you should better not do. So in your proposal, don't forget to use a good title and to repeat the title at the top of the proposal description. It helps to have a good title and to have the title at the top of the description. Indeed, this is the first part of your proposal that is going to be read. So yes, make it your title in a way that it's already from the title, you catch the intention of the readers, and you make them already enter in and understand a bit what you like to. Don't simply type and paste the text in the here. What is important is to try really to make it it's not only a question of the content of your proposal. It's also a question on how it is displayed. So here it's the format, a well laid out PDF. It's important to have it with a good content and a good form, a good way how it is looking. Okay. So for that, for example, don't have a continuous block of text. Instead, use paragraphs appropriately, because a poor formatting will influence the score indirectly. Try not to contradict yourself. Try not to refer to a figure that you have forgotten to include, because yes, you can also include figure if you like in your proposal, maybe a figure of a previous measurement you did, or a feasibility test you did already at the Beamline, thanks to the support of the Beamline scientist, or maybe a measurement you like to show because you want to show that you already partially get structural or chemical or whatever information on your sample that is already a little bit investigate with more conventional technique. So this you can refer and you can show in a figure maybe. Don't refer to a figure which is within one of your reference. Yes, this is maybe not something when I say this that you have already in a paper, because if you have it in a paper and it is mentioned in the list of reference, then the reviewers, they will have a look at it and you will lose some place to add something different in your proposal, because you are limited in place and you have really to try to make it short but to the point. So yes, nice figures with caption. Oh, sorry. Also important to stay within the page limit, because you have a template and this template should be kept as it is, without changing the font or without changing the margin or anything in the template. You use it as it is, and you do not play with the margin or with the fonts because you would like to get more text in it. No, you don't touch anything, and you use it as it is, because it is very important also for the evaluation of your proposal. So these are the advices on what you may better not to do, but then I have advices also what you should better do. So in the part of your proposal which is dedicated to the aims of the experiment and the scientific background, from the beginning, explain clearly what is the open question. You remember the scientific question you like to solve and how this is being addressed in this experiment. Give an appropriate background and demonstrate the knowledge of the area. That means you can cite papers that can help to support what you like to do. And for non-expert reviewer, detail what is known, what is unknown, what is problematic, what is unsolved, and what is the context of your experiment. So it is very important really to make it very clear and very detailed for everybody, including the expert reviewers being not an expert in your field, to be understood. Then for the experimental plan, explain how the experiment will be performed and how specific samples or specific measurements can combine to address the open question. This is something you may have discussed with the Beamline team. Then identify the objectives and the output of the experiment and explain what will be learned if even partially successful. So yes, it is important. Yes, explain how scientific instrumentation and Beamline enables these measurements. Explain precisely the samples that you will be studying and be sure to give evidence that the samples are ready and available and are of high quality. And describe any and all relevant preliminary laboratory work that you have done. Use of Beamline should be after all of the relevant characterizations characterization work. This is something important. This is to show that you know your sample already with conventional technique, and that providing you with a granted beam time will be a success. And this is what you need to show in your proposal. Then what to do in your experimental plan, describe the plan and get into the specific of the measurement that may not be obvious. Discuss which particular measurement are the most challenging and may take the most time. So this is something, again, you can discuss with the beamline scientist, and you can ascertain the time you need for your measurements based on the difficulty of one or two measurements, maybe. Detail precisely the requirement for the beam time that you have requested and explain how this breaks down. So yes, why it is needed that you go at this beam time and beam line, and that you need this amount of beam time. So this is something you can describe when you describe the strategy of your measurement, because you know that you would like to start with this type of measurement, that it will take you this amount of time normally to get through it, and then you want to continue with another type of measurement, and it will take you this time. So at the end, you had everything based on your strategy of measurements, and you know the total amount of beam time you may need. And then important also is to show that the expected results. So this is a very necessary and important section of the proposal. So here you will detail what the important results you will obtain from the proposed experiment. And here you need to be clear, to put well-defined attainable results, to be realistic, but also describe the larger goal. And here you may also detail parallel theoretical outcomes or detail analysis methods. This is very important, because and this is also related to the thing that you will request beam time at a synchrotron at a given beam line, but you know that this measurement you want to do, you cannot do it at another place. You cannot do it with more conventional technique, and maybe you cannot do it at another synchrotron, which is close to the place where you are working, for example. So this is something that is important to really think about expected results, and to write it in collaboration with the beamline scientist. So all this work, you are never alone. What you do is that you do it in a teamwork from the beginning, and you enhance doing this your chance that your proposal will be granted. That does not mean that it is for sure, but at least you are in a learning process, and you are in a teamwork from the beginning, and this is very important for the success and for the collaborative work that you like to propose. Regarding the reference, this is also important to cite the most relevant publications that describe the current state of the field you are working in. So this you can add at the end of the proposal template. Figures, I was already explaining how to do it, so it's they need to be included. Not they need, you are not obliged, but if you think that it makes a plus to do it, and that it will help the readers to understand and to understand that you already, for example, well analyze your sample, or that you decide if you like to answer a figure, but you decide and you try to make it appropriate, well captioned, and understandable, and helpful for the non-expert and the expert reviewer. Yes, as mentioned, you can mention previous laboratory measurements or earlier studies, or from any preliminary test measurements, or you will see that. And also the abstract. This is the summary that is most of the time coming under the title. It's a very, very, very important part of your proposal. One paragraph, like the abstract of a scientific paper. This is your aim, to write this type of abstract. And so remember, what is the point of the proposal? This, at the very least, should be the one thing that is articulated most clearly. And to do so, you can write your abstract, and you can insert it in the first paragraph, half page of your proposal. Now that your proposal is written, you can submit it. So for that, you go to the facility website, for example. So here is an example of how it can be done at the Sesame Synchrotron in Jordan. So first you need to create your user account via the relevant user facility user office website. And this you can do well in advance of the proposal submission, because then you do not do it last minute, and you organize yourself in a proper way. At Sesame, for example, it's very important that all the team, all your co-investigators, I mean, all the person that you like to work with, they need to be registered in the user portal in order to enable them to be included in the proposal. So for that, you ask them, as you will do by yourself, you will create your user account, and all your colleagues and co-investigators, they will also do it. So for that, you need to go to the Sesame user portal. There is a register button here, you see. You click on it, and here you will register, and you will get a login and a password that you will be able to use in the future to get access to the Sesame user portal and to submit your proposal for Beamtime request from the portal. And this is valid for other synchrotron facilities worldwide. This is something you need to do before submission to register to the user portal. There is a nice tool that you can also use, because if you create this type of login at different synchrotrons worldwide, sometimes it can be complicated because you have different login, different passwords. And what you can do, if you like to try it, is to use the umbrella account. So this is a federated identity system for the users of the European, but not only, large neutron and photon facilities. And it will help you to connect. You will have an umbrella ID account, which will be connected with your existing account at the different facilities, and this via a single sign-on. So this can be for you an easy way to go, or at least if you like to try it, you can use these services of the partner facility and submit your proposal. If you like to know more, you can go here to this website and get more information about it. Now, proposal evaluation. So there is a review process. So after the submission, and once the call is closed, you remember the deadline for the submission of your proposal. All proposals, they will be reviewed by Beamline scientists for technical feasibility. So very important to first discuss that with your colleague at the facilities, because they know. So you ask yourself, are you talking you were talking to them, right? So don't propose something which is impossible. Then the proposal, they get assigned to the relevant proposal review committee, and they are distributed to members for scoring. So proposal will typically be scored by 3 panel members, not all of whom will be expert in your field. So you must convince the non-expert and the expert. So the panel of your reviewers, they meet and discuss all proposals, they score and comment. So reviewer times is limited. So you did make your point clearly. This is a question in the sense that, yes, this is related to the proposal writing, right? I hope this type of question can help you also to write your proposal. And most beamlines are oversubscribed with not enough time for all the applicants. So you may compete against proposals that are completely, radically different areas, but you need to prove that your proposal is excellent based on the science. And the best rated proposal gets the time, huh? And this is regardless of the subject matter. This is really on the scientific excellence. So after, yes, so the evaluation process, so you can see, so these are what is going to be evaluated for your proposal. Sorry. So you have the technical feasibility, you have the scientific merit of your proposal in terms of relevance, impact, innovation, potential of scientific and or technological case assessed by a proposal review committee. They will also ascertain the availability of the resources required and the previous record of the proposal. So this is to give you some information about the review process. So I hope that having all this in hand, you will be successful in writing your first or next proposal for Beamtime requests. I'm wishing you the best success for the writing of your proposal. And if you like to get more information or anything, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will be able to happy and hopefully able to bring you to the best person or help you personally. So I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you for this extremely informative talk. I think you gave many precious advice and comments on the common mistakes. And we have many questions.
Okay.
Many questions, very practical. I think participants are really interested in what you've been saying. Now, Sonia posed 2 questions. Would you like to speak up?
Maybe I will stop sharing if you like, so that we can see each other.
Okay, we have one hand raised. Just a second. Okay. Olufonso?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, thank you very much for this very helpful presentation. I'm a lecturer in Nigeria, and I've attended some lectures like this in the field of crystallography and synchrotron science. And we teach this also as a course, as part of a course to our final year undergraduate students. And presently, I'm looking towards developing a proposal to be sponsored by European Union Horizon Europe, which is a dedicated fund for collaboration between European and African countries. So I don't know what advice you will give for me. I'm presently looking for partners in Europe that can form a consortium with our institution so that we can develop a proposal together to teach our staff and students the art of synchrotron science. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So I think there are two different things, if I understand correctly. You are asking about project proposal that you would like to submit to the EU, right? In a collaborative way. Or are you asking for proposal for Beamtime requests for measurement you like to do at synchrotrons? I'm not sure about the context of your question. Because here, what I try to explain is how to try to write a good proposal for Beamtime request to get access to a synchrotron facility. I'm not talking about how to write a proposal to a project proposal. You see what I mean, for a collaborative project to be submitted to the EU or whatever. So I'm not sure about the question. If you could simply let me know, because I can answer on the first point, but not on the second.
Maybe we can move forward because there are really many questions and time is limited. Sonia asked interesting questions. I will read them. Some universities in wealthy parts of the world have dedicated teams and even AI tools to help with writing proposals. How can a resource-strapped scholar compete on that playing field? Does PSI Beamtime jury consider diversity in applications, or is it all the apparent scientific excellence? And after all, scientific excellence is evenly distributed across the world, but well-oiled proposal machinery is not.
I think it's very a question of scientific excellence. I mean, it does not depend on the nationality of whatever. This is how you are able to convince a panel of non-expert and expert users, being not part of your field, that your proposal is excellent. So it's for sure you will compete with others, but I mean, you can also use AI to try to help you. But what is important is the message you want to share should be simple, to the point, and well written. So I would trust myself to do that. You see, it's a two pages document. I would do that by myself. With the support of the AI, but not only. I would try to make a sort of combination of things, but at the end to be super proud of the document I will send, and also ask for the help of the Beamline scientists to have a look because they are also part of. They know. I mean, you know, their experience, they are your contact point. They are the one with whom you are in contact. They know about your proposal. So recently I helped a colleague from Cyprus to write a proposal for Beamtime requests at Sesame. And to be honest, from the beginning, as I was explaining, we were in touch with the Beamline team. And we were submitting our draft of the proposal to the Beamline team for them to have a look and to let us know what should be improved. And I think it's the best way to go. I think it's the best way to go, and I think this is what I would recommend, really.
Okay, thank you. And a similar question related to what you were saying. Is it okay to include the Beamline scientists on the proposal? Is it a conflict of interest, or does it strengthen the proposal?
No, I think it's a very good idea to include them from the beginning. You will work with them at the Beamline. They help you they support you to write the proposal. If you are in contact with them, actually, as I was trying to explain, it's natural to have them part of the team because they are part from the team from the beginning.
Okay, good. Thank you. Ahmed, would you like to ask the question?
Okay, no problem. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, okay. My question was about measuring your sample using several beamlines. So can I combine all of these beamlines in the same proposal, or I should prepare different proposals or separate proposals for different beamlines?
So I think you can combine them but I don't know if it does not depend on the facility. But you may want to combine them, and then what will happen is that at the end, when your proposal will be granted, the way the beam time will be distributed may not be at the same period for this beamline compared to the other. I don't know. But I think you can combine. I think you can combine.
Okay.
And I think it's a question then of organization afterwards with the granted beam time. But maybe they find a way to also to allow you to come to the facility and to use the two beam lines you like in the continuity, of your beam time, something like that. But I think it's always good to show how you like to use to take full advantage of the facility.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish you good success for your proposal.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Kidan, would you ask the question?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. My question is many synchrotron beam applications require PhD students to be accompanied by research advisor or principal investigator, which can be challenging when supervisors are unavailable or unable to spend extended time at the facility. So this is particularly my experience. So what recommendations do you have to address such kind of issue? Thank you so much.
It's not so easy, but there are some possibilities sometimes that you have what is called a twinning. So you can twin with an expert team at a beamline and do the measurement with them. So there are specific training opportunities that exist that you may find by contacting, for example, a facility. Sometimes it's in the framework of European funded projects that you have this type of tools that can help a non-expert to be trained by an expert team and to try to share the knowledge both together, and this could be a way to go. Collaborations is always a good point also, to try to find a colleague from another team to join you, being a sort of supportive person. Yeah, I don't know. Is it something that can help you? My answer is helpful for you?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you both. Manal is asking, does Sesame provide financial support for the biological experiment part of the proposal, or does it only support the use of the synchrotron?
No, actually, the beam time is for free. When you have a granted beam time, you can go there for free, and then you can. It depends. There are different policies by facilities, but I think at Sesame. But this is more a question. If I'm not wrong, you are supported. Two persons, two scientists are supported for the travel and accommodation. For the beam time, when the beam time is granted. But if you like to be sure about that, you can contact Hoa at the user office of Sesame, and she will be able to provide you with the information. But I think it's two persons that can be supported by beam time.
Thank you. Sebang for the next question.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you for a very informative session, Annick.
I cannot hear you well. I'm sorry. It's not maybe. I cannot hear you very well, to be honest.
Okay, and then I will. Can you?
Oh, I was gonna ask if you can read the question. It was somewhere in the chat.
Yes.
That would be better. Thank you.
In a case when one does not have the tools or required software for data analysis, does the Beamline team provide any form of assistance?
Yes, you can ask them. They will be able to help you. Maybe not to analyze the data, but at least to provide you with some name of softwares you can use. And you have also courses that exist that can help you to analyze the data. I was thinking about a nice school that exists also is the European Hercules school that exists also that can also be for you. I think there will be it will be in March, I think, this year. I don't know if the I do not remember the date exactly, but this can be also a way to go if you like to learn more about synchrotron science and data analysis also. Yeah, but the Beamline scientists for sure they will support you. Yes.
Okay, and one very quick question by Ahmed. Very quick because we are a bit late already.
Okay, thank you very much for this nice presentation. I'm wondering that to ask, finally, we will write a paper, scientific paper. For this scientific paper or for authorship, do we have, is it a compulsory to add some of the authors from Sesame, or we just to need, we will take our data and to leave? How to collaborate with you?
I don't know if there is any rules with respect to that, but my human rule would be that you work with them from the beginning, so they should be part of the paper.
Yes.
But, I mean, for me, it's natural, you know, because without their support, you would not have been able to do it. You work with them from the beginning; they are part of your team, and
Yes.
and I think it's normal to welcome them. And it's always good to ask them. Maybe they will not. Maybe they like to be quoted. Maybe they don't like. I think it's natural to accept also. But I think again, this is a question of communication with them and of agreeing on how to do it.
Okay, thank you. Just I want to make it clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your question, Ahmed.
So we are out of time. Can I ask you, Annick, to please look at the questions in the chat and try to answer them?
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you so much, because there are many questions. It
was I do not have so much time, but I will stay for 10 minutes more. I will do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your interest and nice messages, all of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.